Hello, everyone. So I will start. So I will first briefly go through the assignment and the forum that will describe how the course will go, because there are a lot of doubts on how NPTEL courses go. As I can see from the discussion forum, I'll just share my screen. So this is the portal that you are all aware of, and so what we will do every week, this is a 12-week course. So every week, Tuesday 6 to 8, I will be here, and I will be trying to give an overview of the week, solve some problems, and help you do the assignments. So as you can see, every week there will be 4 to 5 videos that will be uploaded here, and based on that, there will be a quiz. So you have to complete this quiz and submit the answers. And after a time, there will be the answers that will be shown here. In the announcement section, they will update that the answer has been given, so you will get to know your scores. So this is that. So the next week's lecture has been uploaded. So this week is a very basic what is cloud computing, and I will just go through the basics so that everyone is on the same page when we start from week 2 onwards. And if this lectures will is all recorded, so in case anybody is not able to join and does not joins, can found this lecture in this section, problem solving section. So I will be uploading this video every day after the recording this. So today is week 1, so I will upload the link here. Any presentation that I do will be uploaded in the link here, and these are my details. So there's that. And any Q&A that you might have after this session, or regarding anything, you can ask here, and I will start answering that from today. So there are a lot of questions that I have seen, and also after this session, you can ask questions. Last half an hour, I just keep, so you can ask any question that you want. So there's that. So today I will just start with the summarization of what we have gone. So this is the first interaction sessions, and I'm Mainak Chakraborty. I will be taking these 12 interactive sessions based on the lectures that has been provided in the NPTEL. I will just summarize that, and I will go through it once, and I will help you solve assignments. But it will not be exactly the assignment questions, but similar type of questions. So any specific problem that you might have, you are facing, can be uploaded in the discussion forum. I'll try to reply in 24 hours. All the PPT and videos will be shared with everyone. Mm, I will just mute everyone who is forgetting to. One second. Hello, am I audible?
Hello, am I audible? Yes, sir.
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 So I think I was not muted when I was explaining the uh, s- things, right? Or I was muted. I have not
Yes,
checked.
sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Just mute. Yes, someone raised some hands. I'll quickly, if you have any quick questions, I will just move on. Shaya Daman. Okay, I think you have.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Do you have
there
any?
are few
Uh,
who yes, sir, there are few who are unable to join the meeting due to the meeting is logged, showing that.
Yes, because it's a problem because a lot of people are joining. I will just it will I will not be able to take the class if I keep on only accepting people. So I will just briefly go through. So there will be 12 such sessions. Today is the first one, and uh, any problem, any specific problem that you have can be uploaded in the discussion forum. I will try to reply as fast as I can. All the PPT and the video is recorded. So if even if you cannot join, if you miss something, that's fine. I normally join half an hour earlier, and I keep on allowing people so that it will not be a problem. Just join earlier and keep it on mute. That's it. And all the assignment problems, similar type of problem will be solved. But today, this week is a very relaxed. So we were starting with cloud computing, and we have not there is not serious questions or serious anything. So I will just go through the basics of what is cloud computing and how to just start with your thing. And I will just briefly give you an idea of how to make an account on AWS and at the end of the sessions, and I will stop there today, but next day I will start going on a little bit slowly into the AWS, or if you guys prefer something on Microsoft Azure or something, then we can also switch on to that. So I will briefly go through the background of what is cloud computing. So a lot of misconceptions is there that it is something here and there. So the basic thing, the ideology is starts from how we were watching this video. So there is a student who is watching this, attending this via Teams, Teams video call. So there is a client IP address and there is a server IP address. So NPTEL has provided you with this link, and you have joined this link, and this entire thing is hosted somewhere by the Microsoft people. So the entire Teams software is hosted by Microsoft, and you are accessing it via a network. The internet access that you have to via Geo or Airtel or whatever. So there is an IP address where the client is accessing the network, and there is a server IP address. So basically, this is the entire connection is based on the network, and this is what is the basic groundworks of cloud computing. So what we do is when we are using a laptop or a desktop, we are doing the entire thing in our laptop or desktop. So the infrastructure that we are using is present in this laptop. But when we keep on outsourcing this infrastructure so that we can do much bigger and better or compute power tasks that require more compute power, so that is the scene where cloud computing comes. So what is a basically, if this is a very diagrammatic approach of what is a server consisting of. So it will consist of some hardware. Basically, it will consist of some CPU, GPU, or TPU that are compute power required for your job. It will have some memory, SSD, HDD that may be required for your own computing. So basically, a laptop that is connected with a network. So and now for laptop, when you go to buy laptop from any place, you will always trying to get something like, I need this much amount of space, 1 TB space, I need this amount of RAM and this and that. So basically, when you are thinking about a server, just imagine that this in a background. I think someone we will take some question after that. You can write the questions in the chat box, and I will just go through. If you have a question, I think we will just log the meeting after going through this once. Unlock it. So if you have any question, you can write in the chat box. After this, I will go through the questions one by one. So this is the basic idea of, if you say what a server looks like, and when we will be discussing about a server or anything, just imagine that this is a hardware connected with a network that you can access via your laptop, via your desktop, or anywhere via your phone, that you can think. Normally, people think that a huge amount of compute or a huge amount of data center, that is also a fact. It is present like that. But imagine like a laptop is connected to a network, can also be a server. A Raspberry Pi, a small Arduino board, that can also be a server. Anything that has compute power with memory connected with the network and can be used for a structured database or something, that these are all add-ons. We can keep on going on add-ons, but this is overall what is a it looks like. So what is a traditional IT approach? The traditional IT approach, when you hear these stories, like a startup was founded in a home or a garage or something like that. So basically they have server and setup in their homes. So they will have a server and that will be set up in their homes, and they will just launch their website in earlier days. So and they will interact with the internet people and the customers based on their homes. So whenever you will hear that Google was or Amazon was hosted in a garage, basically they had their servers and it was connected to a network, and people could access that websites or buy some books or do some Google search and everything. And it slowly shifted to the corporate office. Now you will hear that there are some corporate office. For example, Google has some corporate office and have some data centers. So the data centers host their servers, which has nothing to do with their corporate offices. And their corporate office, all the coding and everything has been done corporate offices and labs and everywhere. And the data center are the where they host the data and everything interacting that is going on. So these are hardware layers or that is connected to a network stacked one by one. Okay. Mm, just so this is the traditional IT approach. If you this is the slide from the NPTEL lecture that where it was the entire thing that it is called legacy IT, where entire thing was in a simplified IT stack. So the dedicated infrastructure would be there. So now if in earlier days you wanted to host a website, you will buy the hardware, you will connect it with your own network, and you will host so that an entire thing will be maintained by you. So nowadays it will not be you don't need to buy the dedicated infrastructure. You may or may not need to find some applications, and you may or may not do that, or you can outsource that, and you just interact with the end users. You can you have a lot of leeway that you can do when it comes to today's when we come to cloud approaches. So this is an example of a Google. So this was taken from their pages. So if you just see in all over the world, what are the basic data center corporate offices that are distributed. So if you can see, it is entire America, north and south. A lot of corporate offices in India, China, Singapore, and in Europe, and in Africa also. But if you see the data centers are strategically placed in America, Europe, a little bit in Taiwan, Singapore, and Japan, and a little bit in uh, South America. So none of the data centers, I think even it may be a little bit old, but if you even search now, none of the data centers are in Africa and India and China, like these areas. So basically, uh, they are hosting one of the largest websites like Google without requiring data centers at all in India. It can be the data can be a little bit changing. There may be new data centers that I am not saying, but overall you can see that it can be done. So the idea of having in-house infrastructure and everything is being slowly shifted so that the infrastructure can be somewhere else, and you can also work, and you can do business from there also. So what are the major lagging point of having the in-house infrastructure is you have to pay for rent. First of all, you have to pay for the building, or you have to host the servers. You have to pay for maintenance, and you have to pay for damage, and these are the things that are problems. So if you are starting, and we are starting slowly, so I want a software, or I want to build a website that will be not for that amount of people but a little bit. So I can just rent these cloud services and use for my purposes. So why do people need cloud services? What do we want? The reasons it is getting much popular is because we need on demand delivery of computation, memory, storage, and database. So suppose if I decide that I want to host my website, and it will have like interacting with 1 million people every day. So I will be requiring these services from a service provider. And so basically it is an on demand delivery of computation. I don't need to have in-house. Don't need to buy the hardware, set it up in a high speed network, and then move on from there. So the second is we need to pay for only what we use. So suppose if I am expecting a usage of like 100 users or 2000 users, so I will be paying for that also. So I don't have to pay. If I decide to just shut down my thing at Saturday and Sunday, I will not be using that. I will not be using your services. So there is my freedoms to choose. But if I am doing infrastructure from my home, so I have to pay for the maintenance and everything. What are the flexibility and elasticity to expand and contract? So imagine this like an electric supply in our house. So when we are using our electric supply in our house, we are not thinking something like whether the electricity will come or not. We take it for sure that the electricity will be provided even if we apply anything. Now if we apply very hard or very power consuming equipments, we have to sometime take into consideration of better wiring or things like that. But normally if we are keeping a light on for 24 hours all the time, there is no issue. If we are if our home has AC supply, if it is on for 24 hours, there is no issue. So and if we don't choose to run those things, the meter will be billing us for the exact amount of electricity that we have used. So there is no such contract that there is a fixed price. There is like you have to pay this amount regularly, which is a huge amount. But there is a minimum amount that you have to pay, and then after you use it, it is based on your usage. So the flexibility to increase and increase consumption and contract or decrease consumption based on is my demand. So in the summertime, my AC will work like suppose 2 3 hours, 5 4 5 hours. In the winter time it will not be working at all. So that is the freedom that I have. So imagine this property as the electricity supply in our house. Now, easy to use UI for all type of users. Some are very comfortable with Windows, some are very comfortable with Linux environment, Ubuntu. So I can be using that kind of UI for all. I need to be using that. I don't have to. Suppose I'm a Windows user and I don't want to use a Linux environment. There is a problem. But normally this type of goes through the Linux environment. But you can also choose based on your own requirements. So suppose you are joining a company which is giving you a cloud computing instances, so that can have a Windows and pre-install so that you can use them. So what are the examples that you can think of that you are currently using cloud computing for? So like a Google Drive. The Google Drive is a first example that comes into mind, is a very where you upload your images and folders and everything. OneDrive by Microsoft, Gmail. These are the Google apps that you are using. Google Photos, Netflix. Netflix is hosted on AWS. So all these things are hosted on can be a example of cloud computing that we are using. So now then example might come, okay, I am not an end user. I might have a small company, or I will have 4 to 5 people working under me, or we're working together. So there can be multiple type of such use cases for that. So how do I use the cloud for that? So based on that, what these are the 5 characteristics that basically each and every cloud service in computing has. So on-demand self-service that we discussed, we can use any without any requirement of human interaction. So basically you just log in and start working. You don't have to call anyone, or yeah, you don't have to have an interview or anything. Broad network access, so the resource is available over the net and you don't have to there is no gatekeeping by anyone. Multi tenancy or resource pooling, so the multiple customer can use the same resource as per their requirement. The rapid elasticity and scalability, or the automatically use and dispose the resources. And the major services, so like the pay as you go services. So these are the 5 characteristics that a cloud service providers gives us. So basically it gives us like what we can do with this is a business as a service. So we can go on to build our businesses and not think about infrastructure, hosting, how we will how it will react to the customers. But we can go on, keep on building the businesses, and then it will be automatically taken care of. So we don't have, there are architectural designs, there are quality attributes that we will slowly discuss. What are the layers of cloud computing? But the overall, it gives us the freedom so that we can go on to build our own product or own thing, and do not think about the infrastructure hosting. But for this course, we will go into deep what are the things that we can do with each and everything. So what are the deployment models of the cloud? So this is one question that was asked one slide ago, that suppose if I am an institutions, I have an institution where suppose IITD or IIT KGP has multiple faculty, students, and everyone who are working in this domain. So what I will do is mm, they all have their private clouds. So IITD has Badal, and I think KGP has something Meg. So they have the complete control, and they have their own specific business need. So the business need for IITs are like their students working on their own thing. So they need high performance computing, GPU support. So that can be easily provided, and for storage purposes, they can be used. Anything they can be used. For that, this is a specific research use case. So this is why they are using their private cloud, and these are sensitive information. So suppose a faculty is working on some patent, and they do not want to do it on. So for that purposes, is the private cloud. Nowadays, it can be used to host some LLM models also, but that also not accessible to the public. So this cloud are not accessible to the public. Only through a email ID thing you can access this cloud. So what are the public clouds? So the public cloud is like this: is third party providers, that AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, etc. The third party provider, they give us multiple options, infrastructures, businesses, softwares that can be used at different levels to build our product. Now, in some cases, we have private and both private and public clouds. So some part of it is private and some part of it's are public. So some servers are kept on premises. So suppose like government offices which are having some issues with some data are hosted inside the premises that are sensitive, and some are used outside. Some products can be used outside. So this type of hybrid cloud can be found in especially sensitive departments, or government officials, companies. Some companies also use. So the question that might arise, sir, I have private cloud, I have the data in premises, I have the compute and everything in premises, and used by a small number of a group of people. Public cloud. So now, if what if I need to transport my data from my own premises to the public cloud? So this is an example of how it is done. So I think AWS launched Snowmobile or Snow Family, I think 2016. So what they will do, if you have a large amount of data, they will send this truck, or which is called the Snowmobile. I hope it is now still available. So a huge amount of data need to be transferred very fast. So suppose I have a government office, or some I am doing it for a long time. I have lots of data in hold in my private cloud, and I want to migrate the entire thing to a public cloud. So I will just contact them, and they will send this type of devices, which is called Snowball, which is for the less like 50 TB or 80 TB of data, and it will be called a small scale data migration. And otherwise, for large scale, they will send these trucks, which is like petabyte of data, or over high speed. They will enterprise level data that can be shifted from private to cloud. So there are multiple options that are available when you are building your own cloud servers or everything. So private, public, and hybrid. So now we comes to what are the type of cloud computing that we will be doing. First, this is a basic that can be categorized. So first is a infrastructure as service. It is a form of cloud computing that offers compute, storage, and networking resources on demand. So suppose you just want the infrastructure, you don't want to buy any hardware. Basically, you are outsourcing your hardware part. So usually it is as pay as you go basis, and business can purchase these resources on demand and as needed, instead of having to buy the hardware outright. So basically, you are not buying the servers, you are not connecting it with an internet connection, and you don't have any amount of storage, or you don't have to look into anything. So you are just calling these public cloud providers, and you are just buying that thing from them, and it is like you pay as you build on. So suppose today you need a like I need a like a 64 GB RAM, uh, some 13 core GPU. I can just go something like that. You can just go and buy that, purchase that, and start working on that. So yeah, on that you can build any applications, on that you can build anything, but you don't need to outright buy that. You don't need to buy that hardware. So if you are buying that hardware, it may be something like it is a huge outright capital payment that you have to do. You don't have to do that. You just go and buy that and rent that thing. Now, what is a platform as the next thing that comes is a platform as a service. The platform as a service is a framework for application creation and deployment. It is required for application development, available on the cloud, and requires no download or local installation. So infrastructure is, you are just buying that infrastructure and then you are building on that, but it is a little bit more like you are going to the Windows Azure and you are start building. So you don't have to the virtualization layer, and you don't have to deal with how you are making the instances to use. You are just going to a public service provider, like public cloud provider, and you are just buying that instance and start doing it. It gives you more freedom, but it will cost you more or something. And then the ultimately is the software as a service. So basically it is a software that you are using, and you are not at all bothered about anything that is going on behind. So you are just using like Google Apps, any Google Apps that you are using, like Gmail, it is the software that we are using as a service. We are not bothered about the end product, like what is going on behind the end product. We are not bothered. So a very simple example that it can be found is the transportation thing. So what are the traditional on premises? So first, if you buy your own car, that is like the on premise private cloud or your own infrastructure that you are setting up. You own the car, you are responsible for the maintenance and upgrades. You buy your garage, you pay for the maintenance, you buy everything, and you go from there. So now what is infrastructure as service? You don't own a car, but it's there for you to drive wherever you want. You can upgrade to a bigger one whenever you want. So suppose if you take a Zoom car for one day, you are going to a vacation, you are renting a Zoom car or something. That is infrastructure as service. You don't have to pay for any buying the car EMI or everything, but you just rent the car and you use it and you return it whenever its service has been provided. The next thing is PaaS. So it is a platform as a service. So you just use a taxi. You can configure different type of transport and basic car and or limousine. So you are just renting it whenever it is required, but you can configure different type of transport options and you go from there. So if you want to go into another medium, you can also go. And then it is a software as a service. So you share the ride with the passengers. So you don't you go another level down. You share the ride with the another passenger and you just go from there. You take a bus and you go from there. So these are the different thing that you can do with the soft cloud computing. So normally we will be going through SaaS and PaaS and how to set it up in the EC2 in the AWS. We will go through this. So there is an example of what are the different type of services that the common examples. So this type of questions might come, like what are the example of IaaS? So like DigitalOcean, AWS, they all provide. Azure, Google Computing Union provide the infrastructure as a service. So they will give the infrastructure and you create your own thing. So what is the PaaS? PaaS gives you this AWS. The exact brand is Elastic Beanstalk that can be used. So Google App Engine, same thing. And the software as a service, like any app that you are using from like Dropbox to Salesforce, are the software as a service, examples of software as a service. So this is the stack visualization. So till this level, your orange one is the what you manage and what the service provider manages. So in case of on premises, you manage everything. You own a car, you pay for everything. Now the next is the infrastructure as a service. So you are renting a car, you don't pay for this type of capital payments or the hardware or the storage and servers. You don't have to pay for that. You just use an operating system and you just start from there. And platform as a service, you don't have to do virtualization or operating system, middleware, runtime. You just take the data and you give your application. And for SaaS, you are just interacting with the software and that's it. So these are the different level of categorization. And so what is the advantage and disadvantage? Each and everything has their advantage and disadvantage. So the infrastructure as a service are the most flexible model that you have that you can do. and it is easy to operate, and it is hardware purchases can be based on consumption. Clients retain their on their infrastructure, and it is highly scalable. And the main disadvantages you have to pay look into for your security and data concern, the legacy system operating on the cloud, so you have to upgrade and you have to do it on your own. Otherwise, this PaaS and SaaS model that much is a little bit lenient. So PaaS is the simple and cost-effective deployment for scalable, and it is highly available. It is no need for maintaining software; they will do it for you. The uh, public cloud providers, and there are some so AWS works on like shared responsibility model, so you will be sharing some responsibility with when you are using AWS, so they will uh, it is a slide that we also have to go through when we are learning AWS. So all the cloud providers goes to a shared responsibility, so you have the user have some responsibility and they have some responsibility. So you will be they will take care of the cloud, but you will take care of what you are doing with the cloud. So the SaaS has the lowest form of control. You are just interacting with the software as a service. So it has some like performance. You cannot virtualize that much and go customize. So we will go deep into this in this next slowly and slowly. So basically, the SaaS has the lowest control. PaaS has moderate control, and infrastructure as a service has the highest control of cloud service provider. And in case you want more total control, you have to do on-premise hardware. So this is another same thing as an example I have written how to approach cloud. So the SaaS is the lowest form of control. You are just interacting with the software that you have a link and you are interacting with that. And there is an application layer. And the PaaS is like the Google apps that you are doing. And then you, if you want to rent a server, so this is come at the you get an operating system, you rent a server and you start using that. If you take EC2 or similar type of project, you can fix your own operating system. You can do that, and the rest of that is a hardware stack layer that you can use based on your requirement. You can customize these layers and you can start using. Um, so this is an example. So why, what kind of, there was a question like what kind of hardware, why would I need more hardware? So the thing is like, suppose if you're working with something like CPU 128 GB and you want to scale up. So the thing is you can scale up horizontally. You can have multiple 64 GB GPUs that you can rent, and or you can also go vertical scale up that you can get a 512 GB and a bigger one. So these type of scale ups can be done easily if you are doing infrastructure as a service. You don't have to buy anything, you just rent the rent from a provider. So I will just pause here and I will just ask if anybody has any question, and after that I will just go through the login of how to log in into AWS, and that will be all for today. But I will just stop. If anyone have any question, you can ask in the chat or you can unmute yourself. You can write in the chat. I will just unlock the. Um, Yes, hello. I'm just waiting for other people who could not join. I will just allow them and then start. I will take a 5 minute break to allow them bus, and I will please ask the questions. I will one by one answer each of them.
Sir,
Yes,
hello. Am I audible, sir?
yes, audible. In case you have any questions, you can ask in the chat and also unmute yourself and ask. I'll just waiting for others to join who could not join earlier. Then start.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I'm having one doubt.
Okay. So I will just first reply to the questions that has been asked. First is like, sir, is it does it come under distributive or centralized? It can be both, and we will immediately see when we go to the AWS hands-on session. So how it is distributed and can also be centralized. So basically, the traditional IT system is centralized. We keep the hardware inside our premises, but modern approach is we go more distributive. So it is hosted on multiple servers across the world. So, sir, on-premise is the best way to host over due to data concern in IaaS. So it depends on the public, but mostly it are very safe to host nowadays. And there are multiple data regulations in each country, so that can be also a thing. But depends on your own use case. You can decide to host in-premise or use IaaS as a service. Sir, what type of question comes in exam? Basically, about the assignment type of questions comes in exam. And as you go on through the lectures, and this today is the first week, you will be able to see. Sir, how to solve major data in, I don't know. This question is not whether it is a three-tier arc. Uh, Sir, can okay, I will go through AWS Snow family ones. What are the difference between AWS Snow? Both two questions from Snow. Yes, you will get the recording in of the session and trend of computing in short. I will just go through once. Okay. So those who are asking for the recording in this NPTEL page, you will find there is a problem solving session recording. If you click here, Excel file will open and I will upload the link in here. So you can go through if anybody is missing anything or something, and also share every lecture or everything here. So you can find the presentation link here. And and someone asked how to join the discussion forum. You go to Q&A. In this Q&A, you can just go to it will automatically join from your own Google account. So here you can ask any particular questions that might not be answered, or if you're facing any difficulties, you can ask. I will start answering from today. I have not answered so far any question. And please explain a question a little bit detail, as much detail as you can, so it is I can answer that um, easily. So going through the thing that is this is the just okay, I will just allow that. And okay, so I will just briefly go through the questions again. If you are having if you want to host your data on premises, you have sensitive use cases that can be susceptible to data security or anything, that you can host everything in your uh, own premises. So you have to buy the hardware. So till this layer, so server, storage, networking is the internet connection, storage is the RAM on the space that you have, servers we have already discussed, and virtualization. So virtualization is the method in which we can use multiple, you can optimize the performance of the hardware so that multiple people can use the hardware and all the instances are not overlapping. So virtualization we will do, and we will see how to do this. And operating system we discussed, like if you are comfortable with Windows and some is comfortable with Linux, so both kind of operating system you can do. So infrastructure as a service is basically outsourcing the hardware part from your own home to AWS or like Azure or Google Cloud. So you are not using you don't have to bother about this. So they will not ask you to like net speed of your servers. You don't have to bother that. But what you will get a instance that where you can upgrade your own OS, and you do the middlewares and the data that is coming, and you can build your own application from that, and you can host that application. But you don't want to have that much, you can just use platform as a service. So the platform as a service include AWS Beanstalk that we will explain. So it is like you are building your own app, so you need some kind of privileges, so you can use this and you can start building on that. And software as a service that we use regularly on everyday basis, this is like Gmail. So that is just the software, and you pay to use that software, like Google Drive, OneDrive, so something like that. So basically, if you want to build your own application, you can use a PaaS. And if you have a little bit more engagement, you want more freedom, you can use an infrastructure as services. And if you totally want to do everything on your home, you can just buy a Arduino board or a Raspberry Pi, and you can also host your server, and you and say it, you are doing you are hosting your server. So these are the things that you can do, everything you can do. But IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS can be. Can you mute yourself? So I hope this, mainly this will be slowly more cleared when we go through the lectures and in the upcoming sessions. So I will just one thing. So if you are using a SaaS which has very less control, and there are a limited range of applications, performance concern, connectivity requirement, and it is scalability and integration is a problem. Lower upfront cost, but the benefit is lower upfront cost, that you don't have to pay for anything, that like the high infrastructure and this and that. The scalability and integration, you can use it to scale immediately. You don't have to have much headache at all. And platform as a service, it is a dependency on the vendor, so you are dependent on AWS. So these are the basic things that will be more clarified when you go ahead. So I will just so basically we will have a overview of how to use AWS. We will make an account today, and from next day we will be doing in AWS some little bit of projects or something. Let's see. So I will give a brief overview of what AWS is. So it was launched in 2002. It was launched as an internal working thing inside Amazon, and then they took the idea to market, and AWS launched in 2014. It was publicly, and then it was relaunched with these popular services that we will be using later. So these popular services made AWS what today it is, and then it was launched in Europe. It was launched in India in 2016, a lot later, and today it's a billion-dollar company. It is in fact, the most highly profitable business of Amazon for a long time. And today we are learning about cloud computing in NPTEL. So this is overall a time map of last 20 years. It's a pretty old technology now. So today, I think someone asked about is it distributable or something like that. So we will just see a map of. I think it normally has a map. Yes. So AW has data centers all around the world. I will just yes. So it has some availability zones which it has a center, and then it has some availability zone which will host your like your servers and everything. So this is a region of North America that you can see, like there are multiple servers that you can have the availability zones. It mentions how many availability zones. Earlier the map was something like different, and you can change it for like in Asia Pacific. I think you can see that in Mumbai we have a server and multiple availability zone. So whenever you are doing anywhere in India, it will be hosted here, and there will be a local zone and availability zone here. So basically they keep a copy of your data in another place, so that if it gets deleted, it will be immediately retrieved. So any cloud computing that you are doing in AWS, they will have another copy in another center that is not available here. We can just know, but we don't know the locations and everything. So you can host your website or anything in multiple servers around the world. So if you're expecting many engagement from North America, you can host there, or you can South America. But yeah, it is depending on your and particularly your use case. Now, uh, so a region of cluster of data centers that we have seen. If you go to this link, I will share. You can know that these are the region of data centers that you have. So whenever we are going with the AWS, you can choose to host your websites or everything in particular areas. So you can choose one or two or three depending on your own thing. So now I will give you a so there are to open an account. If you will need an AWS credit card, I think for this free tier account. So if you just go and search this, so it will give you some type of a free tier for students at least, and you can start creating an account, but it will require a credit card at some point. So people who don't have a credit card can uh, go through another path. I think I am looking into this. In the coming days, I will also refine it. So this is an Amazon Educate, which I found out it does not require a credit card, and you can just register here and go from there. So I have registered myself, and so if you just you have to sign, you have to complete a sign up. Let's see what it requires. So I have already signed in. So this is why it is the my dashboard that is looking like this. I have not done anything. So basically this is empty. So I will be going through as we learn more and more topics. We will be going through how to do it in AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, and we will be taking an example of what it is. So basically, all this EC2 that we have discussed can be found here. Mm, we will go through this in the coming lectures on how to host or let's see. So this availability zone that we are talking about, current you can see this United States, Asia Pacific, what are the centers in Central. So currently I am just closest to me is Mumbai, so I am just keeping this in Mumbai. So the tab looks like this when you go through the portal, but be very careful about clicking on anything, because they may start billing you. So the best thing is to go through an AWS Educate account first. I am also uh, going through this and sign into AWS Educate. Let's see. Yes. So this is how a portal will look like. And there are multiple such courses that you can go through to start learning without requiring any credit card or anything. So I think this is a for those who don't have credit card and are first time learners can go through this AWS Educate, and this is the main portal that you can also use. And from the next sessions we will go into deep dive on how to do this, for a particular use case. We'll learn a topic and theoretical. In these sessions we will try to do this in AWS. So there's that. And basically I will again remind everyone that it because it requires credit card information, to be very careful about handling anything that you don't understand. Just don't start and stop, because there are multiple such thing instances that happen, because they will bill you at the end of their own period. So you will get a bill of like $10,000 or something. That is very uh, much. So just keep handle it and just check to the student layer or anything, that is fine. So if you can, if you just want to reset, so this will what you look like when you open your own AWS, and you can just go and search these instances and start looking into it, get familiarized, and then from next day we will start. You can add widgets that you like. mm, this is just customization. This is just a front page that I will do. So next time I will be expecting everyone to have an account, and if you guys are not comfortable, or in other type of cloud like Microsoft or Google, I can also shift there. So please, on that chat or in the discussion forum, write about your preferences so that I know what to go. So basically this is the shared responsibility model that is um, being I was discussing earlier, that what they expect, what you expect from AWS or any cloud provider, is the responsibility for the security of the cloud. So basically this regions, availability zones and edge locations. So hardware infrastructure, compute, storage, database and networking. So you don't have to take the responsibility of that, but you have to take the responsibility of something like this platform applications identity. So you cannot do anything illegal, you cannot do anything scam or something. You have to take the you have to update your OS, or if you are doing to based on their requirement of what you are using. So you have to apply the security, you have to do that, otherwise it can be a security issue. So basically we are responsible for what are the security in the cloud, and AWS is responsible for the security of the cloud. So this is what they call the shared responsibility model, and we will also learn about more of this as we go on, and mm, slowly make this thing. So no illegal or harmful or scams can be done using this. So these are the when you open an account, they will just take this. So basically what I am expecting is that you will open a root account and do some email and phone verifications, and from that we will just start doing. So basically you will just your if your login after logging it looks like this, it is okay. Next week we will do some projects or something from here. Today we will not be going, and I am also exploring this AWS Educate, and from next day I can give you a better idea of how to use it. because it does not require any type of credit card, and but it will require a student account. So you have to log in through your college or school IDs to avail this, and you can directly go through any small courses, 1 hour, 2 hour lectures, and use that thing to your own benefit. So these are the small thing that we discussed today, and any doubt that you might have, can you can ask, and I will just slowly go through the quiz sections that is for this. So which of the following falls the essential characteristics we have already discussed. Google Slide is an example of, we have already discussed. Which of the following are the public cloud platforms, we have also discussed. VM is virtual machine technology, allows multiple virtual machine to run on a single physical system. That I will not be answering this, but I'll be going through this question. So if you have any doubt regarding this question, you can ask, but in the chat, and I will try to answer that. And if you have any other questions outside the assignments, you can just or you regarding the assignment, you can just upload it here, and also log in into your AWS accounts, so that we can have a from next week onwards we can do this. So any doubt or anything, you can just write in the chat, and I will be answering it. The credit card or debit card account uh, for student account too. Yes, I think AWS Educate does not require any credit card or debit card account. But if you are going to the proper website, it will require a credit card account, not a debit card, I think. You can make account on both. You can make account on both. If you don't have a credit card, just make account on a Educate account, and I will be anyway showing you how to do this from next week. So you don't even need an account. You can just look into how it is going on. I will also be trying to do Microsoft Azure. Yes. We have next session next week. Next week, same time, we'll have our next sessions. I will start with AWS, and I will also try to like Azure. If any everybody says Azure, I will try to show you how to set up in Azure also. Basically, first we'll learn the concept, and then I will try to see if it can be done in these cloud platforms. Yes, kind of virtualization is analogous to multiple login accounts. Yes, it helps us to use multiple, optimize the hardware performance. Yes, it is today all today for today's sessions. If you have any doubt, you can ask, or otherwise you can leave. And I will share the someone else. I will share the notes in the Excel sheet. Yes, I think I will try to do some project implementation in this sessions so that it is beneficial. Not much I can do, but I will try to do. Which book? I don't know any book. You can just refer to the books given by the professors in the NPTEL lecture. AWS Educate, you can it does not require credit card, so you can just use credit card. Without credit card, you can use that, and there are multiple small courses. You can go through those courses, and they will go make you go through the and use the portal. And basically, you don't have to give credit card, but it is a uh, course structure type of a thing. And for if you want to use the real platform, I think you will require credit card information. I will try to give the lecture detailed notes. I will share the notes in the Excel. Mm. Is no, AWS is not a part of the course. There will be no question from the AWS. There will be only question from the assignment type of thing. So AWS is not. I will be just giving an example of or do some project with it. That's it. Sir, can you give the answer of the assignments with key points after submission? After submission, you will all automatically get the answers. Whether it is good to do PhD in, I don't know. It depends on your choice of. Um, you can choose to do any account, AWS or Azure, does not matter. Uh, I have started with AWS and let's see how what I can do with it. I will share the PPT as soon as this class ends, and you can find it from the uh, portal of NPTEL. I will just upload it and it will instantly be shown. So how to upload writing assignments? I have to check out. There is no writing assignment so far. If it is, I will try to. It's only an MCQ so far I can see. Thank you. In the next class, I will try to yes, so that was for today. If you have any question, you can ask on the chat on the discussion forum. If you have any question regarding the assignment, I can also help. Other than that, if you have done, you can leave. I think we are done for today. So someone just asked about something snowmobile. So I will just briefly go through that topic once. So there are in cloud, there are three types of cloud structure that we can have. That is, one is private cloud. So these IITs have their own private cloud system, and there are public clouds like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, which we can use with by paying fees. And there are hybrid clouds. So some of the servers are inside and some are hosted in AWS. So basically, like government organizations where hosting some data cannot be hosted in the public, because after all, these are all American or something. So there are might be some sensitive data for research purposes, for national security purposes, can be should be hosted inside. But there can be some part that can be hosted on the public domain because it are scalable things. So we can have instances on on North America or something. We can have servers there, but some are private and some are public. So these are hybrid clouds. So the idea is whenever we are hosting something in private or on premises, we need to ship that data. So we have lot of data based on enterprise. So suppose if some organization like any PSU organization of India decide that they are going to shift data from private to hybrid, so they will require some form of transportation. So for this, I think AWS came out with this snowmobile and like snow family. They introduced the snow family, which have a snowball edge, and snowmobile, which will transfer the data from their in-house to mm, I think to their AWS data centers. So suppose I am in IIT Delhi. I need to ship the entire data of IIT Delhi to AWS. I will just suppose I don't know if it is required the snowmobile or not. They will send a truck off with their data. They will take our data in their own hard disk and they will just connect it with their data center. So that will be available in my own laptop without much headache. So huge amount of data can be transferred using AWS snowmobiles, and for small data, for 50 terabyte or 80 terabyte of data, that can be easily done by this snowball type of machine. You just copy the data and they will take this and they will just load the data in their own data servers. So basically, imagine that in AWS or in Google Cloud or something, like you can easily upload the data and you can do some operations on it. So if you are doing machine learning or some type of doing cloud computing, you just transfer the data to their AWS or Google Cloud platforms, and then what you do is you do some operation with that data, and the result that you get, you can just print it or you can just take it out. But normally if you cannot download much data once you have in like in a AWS or a public cloud providers. Normally you can upload as much as data, but if you take out the data, they will charge money. So this is the thing. So you upload the data there, you do your operations, you do what you want to do, you do your print, you run your models. But whenever you want to download the data, it is you have to pay amount of fees, which is higher than the uploading fees. So to upload your data, this type of snowmobiles are used, or like snowball, and this is a very old now. In 2016 they uh, announced it. I hope your doubt was answered. Just yeah, research paper. So snowmobile just transfer the research data into public cloud. Yes, that can also be done. Can you explain grid, cluster, and utility computing? Okay, I have to. I had a slide. Uh, Another question is MCQ or written. It will be a mixture of both, I think. MCQ and written. Actually, we have, I think we have gone through the lecture, and you guys are joining late. So if you have any question or doubt, I will answer, and I will briefly go through what we discussed today. So those who have already gone through it can leave, and I will just briefly go through the topics. Uh, so those who are joining late, I will just briefly go through this. So all the recorded lectures will be shared in this portal, and you can ask any questions. I try to join earlier so that there are continuous people are joining, so I cannot allow all after time I have to start. Uh, so any questions or doubt regarding the assignment, I will be trying to solve, but not exactly. I cannot solve the assignments. We will do some projects in the coming sessions with any cloud service provider, preferably AWS or Azure, and we will see how to build a real life project on out of that. And we will try to solve what kind of thing can be done. So basically today we discussed about the summarize the lectures that were of this week, and from that we moved on. So any specific doubt about anything you can ask here, and I will try to answer that. Yes, I think Manish have asked, sir, out of box question, we can deploy a old laptop as into a storage server. Yes, you can do that. You can also use a Raspberry Pi, Arduino board, connect it to the internet, and you can use it as a server. Uh, just the internet has to be non-stop and it has a good connection. It will be up and running. You can use any basic hardware, old laptops, i5 processors, anything. So as a storage server, and people use it to host their website also. Thank you, everyone. If anybody has any questions, you can ask in the chat, or you have the discussion forum to ask the questions, and I will try to reply it as soon as possible. Every day we can join by the same link. Yes, you have to join with the same link. Class is every day from Tuesday 6 to 8. Yes. Thank you. Yes, every day from Tuesday. Every day Tuesday. Every Tuesday we will join. I will come. There is no class tomorrow. It is in the next week. Next week Tuesday, 6 to 8. I will just come before you submit your assignment. So any doubt regarding the assignment, you can ask. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. How to see the assignment questions? Let me show you. Also, this is very basic. In the NPTEL portal, you go and this is the quiz one, assignment one, and week two also has been opened, but we will discuss week two next week. So based on today's session, we will be able to answer most of it. So you just okay. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask.
If you have any questions,
Can you say the assignment two explanation? Is it like the question number two? It's like the Google slide is an example of PaaS, IaaS, SaaS, and FaaS. So I will just show that page, and you can decide yourself what is Google Cloud. So what do you think the Google Cloud or what is Google Slide? Sorry, Google Slide is an example of from this slide. Google Cloud is IaaS, but Google Slide, they are asking the question of Google Slide. If you are talking about Google Cloud, it is IaaS and everything. They are the service provider. So Google Slide is basically a SaaS. Yes, Ravi is right. It is a SaaS provider that runs on Google Cloud. So Google Slide runs on Google Cloud. So you don't see how many hardware or everything that Google Slide is using. You just see the end thing. So this Microsoft Office that is running online is also also such example. Question number 3 is like, which of the following are public cloud platforms? So what do you think are the public cloud platforms? So public cloud platforms, I think we have a slide. Yes. So these are third party providers which give you access to you can use the cloud services based on their the services that they provide. So Microsoft Azure is a public cloud platform. That's for sure. Any other questions that you can have doubt? And all the once the assignments are released, you can find in this announcement section that so it's like this: the week 2 content is live now, so they will give the assignment solutions are also live. So every Tuesday from January 28 today, we have this session. So this is the same link that you will use to join every day, and all the recorded lectures will be here in this portal, problem solving sessions. So, and try to join 15 to 30 minutes earlier so that I can allow everyone. Otherwise, non-stop they will blinking effects. So today is a very light session. We discussed about the platforms. We discussed about NPTEL, and from next week we will try to go on in deep. So thank you. I will just stop here. If you have any other questions, you can ask, or we will just pause. In next class, you can use, see, the AWS platforms requires credit card. So if you don't have a credit card or something, you